To say that Alex Rudakubana was a violent kid would be a massive understatement. Even as a preteen, he frequently watched graphic videos of people getting killed and was obsessed with genocide. While in high school, he called a child helpline, admitting that he wanted to kill a kid that was bullying him, as he was expelled after admitting to bringing a knife to school on 10 different occasions. Somehow, he was able to get the materials to make poison, as well as downloading a training manual from Al-Qaeda. Now with his mind made up, he took a taxi under a fake name, stopping at the Heart Space, a dance studio where a group of little girls were doing yoga and making bracelets. Axel, wearing a hoodie and a face mask, walked in through the front door and did the unthinkable. Welcome to History's Biggest Villains. Axel was born on August 7, 2006 in Cardiff, Wales, to Rwandan parents. He was described by neighbors as a quiet and unassuming kid, as he was diagnosed with autism in 2020, but his issues started way before then. It all started at Range High School as concerns began to grow about his behavior. On October 4, 2019, a 13-year-old Axel called the Childline asking, "What should I do if I want to kill someone?" as he explained over the next few days that he wanted to kill someone who was bullying him at school. Axel was then later expelled after he admitted to taking a knife to school on 10 different occasions. After he was moved to his new school, he was asked why he brought a knife to his previous one, as he would reply, "So I can use it." Axel was referred to Prevent, an anti-terrorism strategy, after he was caught researching school shootings during a computer class, as this was the first of 3 referrals over the next 18 months. The second instance was him uploading images of Muammar Gaddafi to his Instagram, and another one was after a teacher noticed that he had left 2 tabs open researching the London Bridge terror attacks on a school computer. On December 11, 2019, Axel had booked a taxi back to his old school, where he threatened teachers and students with a hockey stick that had names written on it. He even hit someone with the stick, breaking their wrist. When the police came, they found a knife in Axel's backpack, as he was charged with possession of an offensive weapon and possession of a bladed article. Police had been called to Axel's residence on numerous occasions, once in November 2021, when he kicked his father and damaged his car in an argument. Again in March 2022, where his mother reported him missing before a bus driver called the police on him for not paying his fare. Again on May 2022 in an argument where he was denied access to his computer. From September of 2022, he was mostly getting home visits from school staff, as they would be accompanied by police. Axel was involved with local mental health services until he stopped engaging with them in February 2023. On July 22, 2024, a week before the actual attack, Axel used a pseudonym to book a taxi to his old school, wearing a hoodie and a surgical mask, but his father had spotted him and begged the driver not to take him to the school, as he was able to talk Axel back into the house. On July 29, 2024, the Heart Space, a dance studio on Hart Street, was holding a workshop where kids aged 6 to 11 would go do yoga, dance, and make bracelets, all themed around Taylor Swift's music. 26 children were booked for the workshop. As Axel left his home, he was wearing a green hoodie and a surgical mask, along with the kitchen knife that he had bought on Amazon 2 weeks before, as he used encryption software to hide his identity. Before he left, he also looked at footage of the stabbing of a bishop in Sydney, Australia, as he then deleted the IP address off his tablet. A taxi picked him up at 11:30 and he stayed silent during the ride. He left the car without paying and made his way to a garage. The driver followed him and there was a confrontation. When the garage owner told him to pay for his ride, Axel replied, "What are you going to do about it?" Leanne Lucas, the organizer of the workshop, saw Axel walk through the front door, thinking he was there to pick up a child, not realizing he was armed. Axel then started stabbing the children randomly, quickly moving through each room, as Leanne didn't realize what was happening until he jumped on her, stabbing her in the back 5 times. Heidi Little, the other organizer, joined Leanne as they tried to shield the children, ushering some children to a fire exit while some were hidden in the bathroom. Axel was able to grab one little girl as she ran out of the door and stab her, as she would collapse outside, but she survived. Jonathan Hayes, who was working at an office down the hall, heard screams and ran into the studio, as he saw Axel standing over the body of a child. He ran away, but Axel chased him, swiping at him with the knife. Jonathan tried to disarm him, but he was stabbed in the leg. The first police officer arrived on the scene at 11:57, 12 minutes after the attack took place, as he saw Axel standing over the body of a victim, with the knife still in his hand. He drew his taser and ordered him to drop the knife, as Axel quickly gave up and was arrested. 9 children and 2 adults were sent to the hospital for treatment, as 8 of them were in critical condition. There were 3 victims to this senseless attack: 9-year-old Alice Da Silva Aguiar, 7-year-old Elsie Stancombe, and 6-year-old BB King. Axel was arrested at the scene of the attack on suspicion of murder and attempted murder. On July 31st, he was charged with 3 counts of murder, 10 counts of attempted murder, and 1 count of possession of a bladed article. Reporting restrictions in the UK prevented the disclosure of his identity since he was under 18 at the time of the attack. The outrage after the attack caused misinformation to spread, as some right-wing media outlets stoked rumors that the attacker was a Muslim migrant or asylum seeker. On July 30th, the vigil held for the victims was interrupted by a group of protesters outside the Southport mosque. The rioters started throwing bottles, bricks, and rocks at the building, even setting a police car on fire and looting a corner store. 39 police officers were injured trying to stop them. Upon a deeper search of Axel's room, police found a sealed food container that contained ricin, a deadly poison with no cure. He was also in possession of a PDF of a military study of an Al-Qaeda training manual. Police found graphic videos on his phone as he was obsessed with violence and genocide, including the Rwandan genocide, Hitler, and Genghis Khan. He also had media relating to the Mau Mau rebellion, clan cleansing in Somalia, slave punishments, and wars, as he even had images of dead bodies, victims of torture and beheadings, along with violent cartoons. Merseyside police did not identify a motive at the time, and on the day of the attack, they said that they were not treating the incident as terror-related, as there was no evidence of attempting to advance a political, religious, racial, or ideological cause. Axel was also charged under the Biological Weapons Act of 1974 and the Terrorism Act 2000 for the poison and the possession of the manual. Instead of going to trial, he pled guilty to all 16 charges against him. 3 counts of murder, 10 counts of attempted murder, 1 count of possession of a knife, 1 count of ricin production, and 1 terror-related charge. Axel was sentenced to life with a minimum of 52 years, as he will not be able to apply for parole until 2077, as it's unlikely that he'll ever be released. His sentence was the second longest minimum term on record, as UK laws prevent those 18 to 21 from being sentenced to whole life orders, unless certain circumstances permit it. First thing I want to say, it seems kind of crazy that they're not treating this as any type of terror situation. What other way would a 17-year-old boy be radicalized to the point where he feels like he needs to do that? You're researching genocide and violence and murder. You're getting poisons. You have knives. You had an Al-Qaeda training manual. Like, the evidence is there. This just makes me sick to my stomach when people do stuff like this. Just like these little girls, they didn't get a chance to really live life. I don't even understand, man. RIP to the little girls. Hopefully the victims can recover mentally and physically, but just Jesus Christ, man. There's no point trying to figure it out because I'm not going to try to rationalize any of this. Thank you for watching this video. I know it's not a long video because a lot of this information is still pretty new. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Turn on those post notifications if you haven't already. I appreciate the support. Be safe, stay on the grind, have a great day. I'm out. Peace.